It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor Report, Rumor Report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, Amy Schumer got a lot of backlash from her remarks. She posted about feeling triggered and traumatized days after Will Smith went on stage and slapped Chris Rock over the joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. And she was on the Howard Stern show explaining what her reaction was about and why she said that.
It was so upsetting. And people made fun of me for saying that it was traumatizing, but I don't think it was traumatizing for me. I think it was traumatizing for all of us. Chris Rock's my good friend, one of my best friends. And Questlove is also one of my best friends. This is a small town, and the people who live in New York and stay in New York, we're close. And so to see that happen, to see your friend get hit, and then, and also Will Smith, who I've loved, and we've all loved forever. And, and I haven't been around much violence. It was upsetting for so many reasons.
I mean, that's her perspective. If she says she's triggered and traumatized, then she's triggered and traumatized. Y'all do realize trauma is a spectrum, right? Trauma is simply an emotional response to a tragic event. And like she said, she hasn't been around much violence. Sadly, a lot of us have seen too much violence personally and now digitally, so we might be desensitized.
Yeah, and she was hosting, and, she said she got death threats over her joke about Kirsten Dunst being a seat filler, but she had to let people know that was a joke that we had pre-planned. She knew about it in advance. It wasn't offensive. But she said it was so bad the Secret Service actually reached out to her about it.
And I don't know. I guess the word would be triggered, but yeah, you do feel embarrassed for Chris Rock, and I feel embarrassed for Will too in that moment, personally. But that's just me.
All right,
I don't like to see two black men doing that.
Now, you guys remember Jack Dorsey's first ever tweet. Jack Dorsey, who founded Twitter. That NFT went on sale, right? And it was purchased for $2.9 million last year by crypto entrepreneur Sina Estavi. Do you guys know that it's for sale again? Now, that tweet went on sale as an NFT for now $48 million. So think about it. He bought it last year for $2.9 million. It's on sale now. He listed the NFT for $48 million. Do you know what the highest offer was so far?
What was it?
Like $40?
It was actually about $280.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that sounds about right.
So let me ask you a question. So now everybody running out to get these NFTs, he paid all that money for the NFTs and it ain't worth ish.
But that's what NFTs are all about. NFTs is simply the value I put on something. There's no real value to any of these NFTs.
But I've been saying that for the last year.
But we know
that
though.
Put on somebody.
Yeah,
everybody been trying to tell me no. It's big business and it'll go up and you can use it. I'm like, that first tweet ain't gonna be worth no $29 million.
You just don't know. Some people have made a lot of money off of NFTs. Some artists that have created their own art and sold them, and there's people who have definitely done well. And
no doubt, but
sometimes they don't.
But once you buy it from the artist gets paid. But what is it worth to you now?
Mm-hmm.
He
might not even sell it. He said the deadline I set was over, but if I get a good offer, I might accept it. I might never sell it. He doesn't know what he wants to do with it.
Yeah, if I give you $5 million for something, I gave you $5 million for something. That don't mean it's worth $5 million.
So what's the highest offer?
About $280.
We should buy
I'll
it.
do $290.
Yeah, you want to chip in? I got 60 on it.
But he also doesn't
$60.
have to accept it. So he might not even accept that offer. He might decide to just keep it.
Hey,
if you know what I know, he'll let it go
that's
for $290.
Right. At this point, he better take what he can get. All right? that's a hell of a loss. He better take what he can get at this point. Beggars can't be choosers, damn it.
That's right.
All right?
All right, now, Mark.
Matter of fact, I give him $281. $281.
I'll do it.
He probably is like, it's not worth me selling it right now. And, the price of the crypto for Ethereum might go up. So part of it is the value of the cryptocurrency where it's at right now.
Well, don't come back here this time next year and ask me for more money.
I'm going to tell him wear a mask. I don't even know why. I'm just going to say wear a mask.
All right, Mark Wahlberg is talking about his movie Father Stew, and he said that he actually had to stop going to church because he kept getting pitched movie ideas in some of these churches. He told Insider that he said, I would literally move around from church to church because I would get pitched a lot. I'm not at church looking to find material. I'm trying to find some peace and quiet to be able to worship. But it turned out to be a priest who told him about the incredible life of Father Stuart Long, who was a boxer turned priest, who was the inspiration behind this movie, Father Stu. He said he was the least likely person I'd expect to be pitching me. But he told me the story a couple of times, and finally it registered for me. I realized, wow, I've been looking for something like this. It's a fantastic role, a powerful and inspiring story. It felt different and original to get people's attention. So, he had to gain 30 pounds to portray Father Stu for the movie. He was struggling with a rare autoimmune disease, inclusion body myositis, it's what it's called. So he also, by the way, produced and self-financed the movie. So now Mark Wahlberg is saying that he does hope to make more faith-based movies. He said he's even got a production company in the works that would focus solely on getting faith-based movies made.
God is incredible, Lainey. Like, God told Mark Wahlberg to start going to church. Then God said, you know what? I'm going to move you around, I'm going to move you around because he don't want to hear movie ideas, only to finally end up in one church where he got a movie idea. Look at God. Drop on the clues bombs for God, man. Why God be God, don't he?
Yeah, he spent millions of his own money to self-fund this movie when no other financial backer would take on the project.
He should have took tithes and offerings.
He said he was actually partly inspired by Mel Gibson, his co-star, who spent around $30 million of his own money to finance The Passion of the Christ. All right. Cuba Gooding Jr. has pleaded guilty to forcible touch. He entered that guilty plea yesterday to a misdemeanor charge of forcibly touching a woman at a nightclub in New York City back in 2018. He admitted to kissing the woman, a waitress at the club, on her lips without consent. He also admitted to 2 other incidents of non-consensual contact in October of 2018 and June 2019. Now, under the terms of this plea agreement, he is to continue alcohol and behavior modification treatment for 6 months, have no new arrests, and after that time, he can replead to harassment. And if he successfully follows these terms, repleads to the lesser charge, he can face a sentence of time served. If he does not comply, he could face up to 1 year in jail. All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right, now we got front page news coming up. What are we talking about?
Yes, this fatal police shooting that happened in Grand Rapids, Michigan, a shooting of a black man during a traffic stop. The police department has released several videos yesterday to show what actually happened in those last moments.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.